0, 1. Let's get started.
Alright everyone, so in today's episode I'm sharing with you all my professional day trading strategy, but I'm going to be using it on one of your favorite assets. In today's video, that's going to be none other than Meta Platforms, okay? I'll be sharing with you how you can make some money here in the shorter term perspective. So let me get my big face out of the way and let's talk about these variations at play here, okay? Now what we have obviously after earnings is a very bearish move. It's pushed down and we've actually continued to fall lower and lower, which is very ominous and kind of telling of what we should be looking for in the future. So what we have are primarily two variations here, okay? Now the first one, if I get rid of this line here, is going to be the fact that we are going to push up, pull back, push up again, and then look for the rotation coming back down. So what you may be seeing basically in essence is a dead cat bounce, okay? We should get pretty decently high up there, more than likely somewhere in the range of at least this pivot to this pivot right here, okay? So it can be a bit more shallow in that effect. It could just come like right there, but just know that that's a general outline that we're looking for Meta Platforms here over the next few days or weeks or however long it takes to kind of perform, okay? So we may be seeing a short rally in the market as it kind of maneuvers back to the lows. Now the second one, okay, that we do need to be aware of is the fact that we could turn into a range, okay? A nice little range down here. So if we pop up and pull back, then essentially we're looking at a range, okay? Now in that situational awareness, we have to know that this is going to be a bearish range, okay? And in bearish ranges, obviously we favor the momentum as always. Let me get this out the way. And we would have to look at this now in terms of trying to sell, okay? So if we rotate back down in like on Monday's session and we're back at this 601 level, then we can simply then look for the rotation going back to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, and just kind of play the rotational game in a range, okay? So those are going to be the two primary variations you need to be aware of moving forward, okay? Obviously, we would want to see a nice big pop-up to give us some more momentum to the downside, but who knows what's going to happen, okay? Now, besides these two like A-plus variations, there is one more I guess you could say could happen. Well, there's a few more that could happen, but in this essence, if we go down lower, like strong, then basically it's a reset. Okay, if we push down lower, it's a reset on everything we just talked about. We're still looking for basically these same two scenarios. The only thing that changes in this one is the fact that the pivots may end up having to be lower just because we've pushed down lower. Okay, so the same scenario. And then ultimately, again, we always have to be aware of the fact that there could be a range. Okay, so Meta's in a pretty unique situation given the fact of how bearish it's been lately. Okay. Now, with that being said, for us to be a buyer, to actually look for momentum changing, okay, we would first have to look at it in terms of our bearish counterpart, okay? You see, we were looking for that roll over, okay? Instead of getting the roll over, we would have to definitively break out one more leg, okay? If we break out one more leg, then we can now say that momentum is shifted and changed, and we can ultimately then, after the next pullback in whatever variation we get, can look for buying opportunities as we look to at least return back up to some of these prior highs and maybe even in the future try to fill this gap, which is right there at the 748 level. Okay, so just be aware that right now it's obviously bearish. We should be looking for bearish plays, and until things really change, i.e. this green case scenario, we're just going to keep shorting this thing on future pops. Okay, so the most important thing realistically is just be patient, rewatch the video if you need to. And then, yeah, join me live, obviously, every 9:30 a.m. where I day trade the S&P 500 using this exact same strategy, okay? So if you want to see it in action, where I trade the S&P 500 futures, you can learn something, you can see something, maybe even figure some things out for yourself. But nonetheless, you'll have the opportunity for yourself. And if you want to learn the system for yourself or join the community that trades this every single day in which we can make some good money together, then I'd highly suggest you look down below for the Discord/Patreon links so you can pick the right tier and or course for you, okay? So again, everyone, thank you for giving me some of your time, and I'll see you all again on the next candle.
I know it's hard to trust so-called gurus. That's why I live stream my trades every single day, Monday through Friday, starting at 9:30 a.m. The live stream isn't for you to copy my trades, it's to show proof and credibility that my strategy works. The stream is delayed and muted to protect my edge. But if you want to see everything unmuted and in real time, check out the Discord and Patreon links below. You'll get exclusive perks and the opportunity to learn the system for yourself, so you don't miss great opportunities just like this one.
All right, everyone. So you're going to be seeing a trade that I just recently took live during the stream, and ultimately you can be a part of this too, so make sure you look down below. But when taking a look at the trade that we just recently took here, it was the objective coming in was the fact that we had a really big move push to the upside, okay? Now this big move to the upside was basically counterplayed by a pullback, and subsequently our entry was to look to get in right above a couple pivots to retest the prior high, okay? So what you're seeing right now is the replay of my actual entry, which was right here at this 68.1925 area. And again, ultimately, like I was saying before, our main objective from this standpoint is to look to try to retest this prior high back at 68, let's just say 38. So what we are looking at right now is my volatility based stop loss in perfect action, okay? Every trade and every day has a different stop loss based on the volatility of the day specific. So when taking a look at this trade specifically, you can see that we came relatively close to getting stopped out, okay? However, we did not get stopped out, and we ultimately reversed just like we were expecting. Now, obviously a bit deeper of a correction, but everything was within the wheelhouse of what we were expecting. As you can soon see here in just a few seconds, we ended up getting that first target as it hits right there. And then with a little bit more patience, we did end up getting the second target as well. Now just be aware, after you get your first target, you do want to stop the risk, which is why we did pull the stop up to right around and or above our entry pivot, okay? Now from this standpoint, again, we were just waiting, being patient. And I was referencing in this part of the video what we talked about in our afternoon game plan videos, okay? I was basically saying that we were looking at this in terms of that green case scenario that we mentioned on our nightly recap videos, and that we were essentially looking for a continuation going higher, okay? Now we kind of phased that back to where we were. We did have that bigger move that went up, and now this is the three-legged pullback, and again, the retest to the high. Now, at the very least, I am expecting it to retest the high and potentially continue going higher, which is why we have those targets above us, okay? But in essence, we ended up getting that next target with a bit of patience. Definitely some patience was required. And then we ended up tightening up our stop loss and then getting trailed out without hitting the extension, okay? Now, all in all, this was a $2,500 trade. So if you want to be a part of the situation just like this, then be sure to look down below for the Discourse Size Patreon links, or come and join the muted, delayed live stream every 9:30 here on the YouTube channel.